Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Forex Black Box. This is a weekly review of Forex trading for foreign exchange currencies. Disclaimer first, Forex is carrying very high level of risk. You could lose all your investment if you're not sure what you're doing. You should have a plan before you start trading. You should have a good education, understand how the market behave and market structure and so on and so forth. So just make sure that you know what you're doing. Don't gamble, especially these days. Everything just going ups and down, very big time. So yeah, let's jump into the market itself. First thing first, I would like to analyze, not analyze, but just to have a look of coronavirus. Of course, that's the headline everywhere globally. Basically, coronavirus is almost taken over the world by surprise. Like, no surprise, but is really dropping everything around, especially Europe. It's the biggest problem now, in my opinion. They got a lot of hotspot here: Italy, Spain, France, German, UK, then Iran and China. So if you break this down to pieces, so this section of the Earth itself, of the globe, it's less infected than where we are now here. So the third part, which is US, Canada, and all this sector here. So we break it back down to three sectors. The first sector was the virus come from, of course, from China, and after that, spread around the world, but is more to do with Europe, especially Italy. It's a huge number. Italy at the moment, it's 4,825 deaths, 53,578 cases. Nothing reported as recovered. So no recovery so far from the statement in front of me. Um, Globally, you can see here we are about 67,000 almost recovered from the virus. But I think the virus is affecting the people that are already have a problem with their immune system. I did a lot of research last week about this virus. So basically, if your immune system is weak already and you have a lot of issues, especially breathing and stuff like that, then the virus will be more effective and you will kind of destroy your system. When the system, your immune system, cannot defend himself anymore, it will kind of like it was going to destroy your body, and that's why people die. So it's long story short, you should make sure that your immune system it's solid, um, and make sure that you have enough vitamins, natural vitamins like orange, lemon, ginger, stuff like that to keep you up to against this invisible enemy. Um, just be make sure that you don't get sick, basically. Don't kind of take a shower and go out in the cold. You get flu, then your immune system is already fighting this flu, then plus fighting coronavirus. So it's just so multiple attack on your body. So in order to keep yourself safe, don't kind of get sick, basically. So just keep yourself healthy, your family, especially kids and oldest. Uh, so what I can see from here, it's for me is like a data. I'm only analyzing the data. The increases are very, very high rated in Italy, higher than China. The deaths in China 3,255. They didn't report any more cases. They didn't report any more death. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but who knows? So look like Italy. It's the head of this war we have with the virus, and Italy is really huge. And after that, followed by Spain. I think Spain is next on the line, 1,326 deaths. Then after that goes Germany, France. So we are basically here. That's the first area we're infected really badly. Then after that is ripple effect, going to the next three country or four country in line. Then after that get UK. But the good thing about UK, I'm from UK. The good thing about UK, we got kind of like invisible border, which is the water, which is reducing the traffic, and whoever who's crossing it will be very limited until unless it's just like a land border like this one. It's easy to access. People can drive normal and stuff like that. Here is more controlled. It doesn't mean that we're safe. It will mean maybe reduce the cases or the death or the infection itself. Hopefully, we'll come into the summer soon, and hopefully, the sun and the heat will help us to recover. I read a lot of articles. One of them is to inhale hot air to kill bacteria and viruses inside your nose or the front area because it's cold. That's where the virus is located. As soon as they come in a certain temperature, it will start have surviving life. But if you inhale hot air from time to time, make sure that you clean your hand, do not touch your nose, and that's a good point of wearing the mask, not to touch your nose directly. And other than that, I don't see any point of the mask, to be honest, not to be inhaling fresh air or anything, just to actually prevent you from touching your nose and mouth directly with your hand, especially when you're outside in the street shopping, what have you. So just it's a big topic, guys. It's a war. It's a big war between us and between humans and viruses. And yeah, let's see how that's gonna work out next few weeks, days. So far, we see Italy is the highest in the death rate, and that's right in Europe. Europe is gonna be affected big time. I'm not talking about days or weeks. I'm talking about months and years. So unless we find a cure very soon, I don't see any cure been come to the surface yet. They trying some cases and they trying some new anti-vaccines. I'm not sure exactly where we're gonna go from there. We've been since the beginning of January until now we are March 21st, and all the technology we have reached, and the best country in the world like US, they keep talking. I don't understand how come they don't have a cure yet. So that's back the question is whether or not this virus is gonna end soon or is gonna actually live with us for a long time, like a year or 2 or 3 years possibly. Not sure. I cannot predict, but from what I can see, the data. If you give this data to any AI system, it will tell you that it's gonna increase rapidly because it's really strong momentum. Like the market is a very strong momentum. So is up to the individual now to look after themselves and make sure you don't get sick. Make sure that you be careful because when you get it and you're already not well, you're gonna be affected faster than others. So it's all to do with the age, which is mean your immune system is still young. That to do with people that don't have any kind of diseases. Their stronghold is okay, and the people that already sick or they have some certain diseases and the immune system is not that strong, that's they'll be most vulnerable against this kind of virus. So I recommend that if you already have this kind of symptoms, you should protect yourself, be healthy, eat natural antibiotic, which is lemon, orange. You don't have to go buy a tablet or anything. Just to be natural, be clean. Take a shower once or twice a day. Take a shower twice a day. Warm water. Make sure that you're sitting in a warm environment, heating and all the stuff, especially in the winter time. Anyways, guys, it's a very important topic, more important than money or market, whatever. I hope that you understand the situation we are in. Also, I'd like to apologize that last week I didn't do any streams because I was quite busy, to be honest, and the market really is not showing any good momentum, or it was a good momentum. To be honest, I did short the bound because I saw it is collapsing. The reason being is I'll come to the bound. Let me just jump into. I'll come to the bound later on. I'll explain more instead of wasting more time here. Anyway, let's just have a look to S&P 500 on the map itself. Per day performance, weekly performance, monthly performance. We are 1 month starting to see that we are really big time down. So there is no, I cannot explain more than that. Is basically we are down. There is no any. We are relying on coronavirus vaccine now, and when we find a vaccine, that's mean we can maybe bounce a little bit until people fully cured and we know now what we're doing. Then market probably will come back to normal, which is mean it doesn't have to come back all the way up again. It's not going to happen. It's going to take months and days and months to come back up there. if we really defeated this virus. Until then, we could just isolate down there, and we're not gonna do much really. The short people, they're not gonna short anymore because already all the news, we know what's happening, and we have a virus, and we trying to defeat it, and the market probably is gonna be isolating. It's not gonna do any new highs, maybe lows, because that's where the direction is going if we're following a trend. Uh, Forex itself, last time I was talking about oil. I talked about oil 24, then after that 20, probably 18 next. So that's why I'm looking forward to for oil itself. Oil is really dropped big. I don't think it's just drop and coming back up. I think it's momentum down, and we will see more to it. I'm talking about $10 a barrel in the coming days, weeks. No one knows. But I think we will come back down to $10. It's going to be very, very, very cheap. There's no demand, not much people using oil now because of the lockdown on every country. So instead of me going out 3 times a day, now I'm locked down. I'm not gonna go out maybe once, maybe half one, like maybe 15-minute driving only. I don't need to. If I'm fill up my car, uh, fill up my tank like once or twice a week, I'm not gonna waste sitting on one tank for 2 to 3 weeks. So no demand anymore on oil for now because of the lockdown and because of less of transportation and flight and everything. If you do your calculation, that's mean oil can actually go lower than that. So if he's doing some pullbacks now, I think it's going to go lower. There is no coming back. That was not a pullback itself. It's actually starting for a big trend. And now we just if you come pullback, probably going to go lower. Pullback, we're going to go lower until we find support, and the support will come in when we have a demand on oil. What that mean? That's mean that everything starts to come back to normal, and people will start using oil to do their businesses. Basically, most of the businesses is down now. Very very big percentage. No one using oil at the moment. So that's one of the reasons oil is down. Gold, of course, it dropped and come back up, and it's some kind of found some isolated area. Until then, we're not gonna do anything with gold until we see some breakout from either side. At the moment, we are right in the middle of uh, big level, 1500. Until then, I don't see gold going back up now. Everyone looking for cash. Just remember that everyone looking for cash so they can buy food, they can buy equipment, protection. They need cash more than anything else. So cash, it's the one is been priced in on dollar, and that's why we see pound collapsed and euro collapsed against dollar because dollars was very strong. What that mean? That's mean all been liquidated, all the investor liquidated their position to dollar. That's mean more demand on dollar. So okay, let's move on. I will come to talk about that later on. Okay, we'll talk about next week. Next week is 24th, 23rd on Monday. We'll have some Euro news, high impact news on Tuesday. Monday is no high impact news, empty. To be honest, I'm not looking to the calendar since last week. I'm almost just trading the price action itself alone. Price action is enough for me, and I did trade down crosses, especially pound dollar because dollar that was the one is pushing. And when I look to the weakest and the strongest, I just take my advantage of any small pullback in a low time frame. Then I will take my trade and I keep my stop loss close by. I only open 1 to 2 position maximum because of the high volatility going on. So I don't want to risk much as normal trade because we are on higher alert. But normally down momentum is more on pound. The reason being is pound cut the rate and kind of helicopter money, and they do some stimulation package on UK, and that's mean pound going down in value. We even broke the Brexit low, so kind of like I'll show you later on. We went to even all the way down. I think we're gonna go 110 very soon. Then after that, we're gonna be 1 to 1 to dollar. If that coronavirus keep going, if UK keep printing money like US now, so yeah, we will kind of like we're below the table of Brexit. So we're below, way down. It's like a war time, even more worse than war. So in my opinion, that's going to go even lower, and we will see 1 to 1 to dollar. So that's why I think where we're going. I'm unsure. Still, we will have to wait for it and see it in action. By the way, for me, I trade the price action. If it's going down, I limit my stop loss and limit my take profit. I don't uh, hop or wait. If it hit my level area and I see some weakness, I just take whatever the market give me. And if I see that the momentum keep going, I will stay with the market. Very simple, but it's not easy. Don't take it for granted. It's simple. Anyone can do it. It's not easy. You have to be focused. You have to understand what's going on. So you act on what you understand. If you understand wrong, your result will be something wrong. If you understand correct, then your result is going to be a reward, a profit, or stop loss because you made some mistakes or whatever. But ultimately, is you limit how much you will lose, how much you will earn. So that's the play, guys. So far, anyway. So euro, pound, and US dollar. That's the high impact news next week. Next week. So to be honest, this is not going to be a market mover because of could be US because the dollar is really high now. Probably going to see some unemployment claim is going to be increased. You can see that already. They predicted 750. It was 281 previously. I expect it to be more people out of jobs. So probably pound or pounds, euro is going to pounds. So watch out for that. Uh, Indexes. That's where the pound collapsed here. More collapsed against dollar because dollar you can see it. So if you look to these two chart itself, you can tell these two actually compatible to trade with each other because pound is going down. We kind of rejected here and we coming back down hot. It's a very good signal. I talked about it last time I did the stream. I told you guys this is very interesting signal. The seller is jumping in the market and they want to take it lower. How far? We're talking about only the index, but I didn't expect cable to collapse all the way down to 15.15 or 0.14. I think it did go. I didn't really check on Friday very well. I just exit at the lows as much as I can, and I just call it a week. So call it a day for the Friday. So yeah, basically it's uncertain market, uncertainty going on big time with the coronavirus. The good thing about currencies, I'll give you the the good side and the bad side. I like to call it that way. Sorry. So the good side of the currencies that don't have limit down or limit up. I had this problem with future contracts, and you have to kind of like you need to know what's the limit down, limit up during the day, because market if you go up 5%, it will limit up, and the next thing you know, it could open low. The next price available, you will be hit on it. The good thing about Forex is there is no limit up or limit down. Basically, keep going the same direction, can go 1,000 pips. Originally, this is 1,700 pips on pound USD from the high. Last high up till Friday night, Thursday night, it was 1,700 pips. That's like a massive income. That's absolutely amazing. I did some of it. I took some portions. I did roughly 900 pips, between 900 and 950, I think. I didn't calculate it. I was in and out, and it was moving really quick and big. And you can tell that's one part of the price action, the volatility. It's very important to understand that if the volatility is strong, that's the main market will keep moving the same direction where the volatility is pushing. That's one sign of the market actually keep going. There is no limit to where it's going to stop. And that's what the good thing about Forex is really great. And if you know what you're doing, you really don't need anything else but Forex. So here you go. Let's move on. We see that euro collapsed all the way here, but not as much as pound. If you can see, they're opposite each other. Yeah, this is going up, this is going down. That's normal. That's when euro strong, pound is weak. Pound is strong, euro is weak. Also, you keep in mind if the dollar is weak, euro strong, and it will push pound be strong as well against only which is cable only. So this three together, if you know how to do 1 to 1 three trades, if you only study dollar, euro, and pound, you don't need anything else. You don't need to look to the rest of the currencies. If you just play these three together every single day, that's it. You're done. You're done good, not done completely bad, because dollar is a very it's a global currency, so it's very strong, and you can play it against this second line euro. Then after that pound, you play basically the first three stronger currency against each other. You see who's fighting who's gonna go first down, then you take advantage of the move. Don't be greedy. Don't be greedy, and don't be kind of like worrying or something. If you do that in practice, if you do back testing and stuff like that, you will get it. You will understand what to do next. But that's requires some a lot of practice. It doesn't come out in one night or 2 nights, in 1 month or 2 months. It requires 3 years at least to believe in your system, believe in yourself that you actually can do it. It's not that easy. Anyways, let's just continue doing this. So euro kind of like holding the moving average here. So let's see what's going to happen here. I think it's going to consolidate here, especially some news come for euro. We look out for this area from the breakout. So basically, we break out of this high, come back, retest it, and we'll break higher. Come back to break out of the. We test the breakout of here, come back higher. We try to test the breakout, and we hold in so far. So it's kind of like it's moving up, but it's kind of losing steam. We see the bears jumping here, strong momentum down. We'll break 3 days, actually 4 days lows. So we'll have 1, 2, 3 days, 4, and 2 days, maybe 1.5 day low. We'll break 3 days. That's mean the sellers more actually stronger than buyers. So let's see. That's to do with dollar strings up, stringing up because everyone looking for cash. And I like this pattern always working very well. Come back down, false breakout, and coming back up again very strong. Failure, not false. I could call it failure. They failed to break out lower. What does that mean? When they break out, there's a lot of people saying, okay, that's the short. I'm going to go for it. No, no. You should wait to confirm the breakout is actually successful. If successful, then you follow it. It doesn't have to be right there. Don't be greedy. Remember, don't be greedy. If the breakout complete, if for example we broke out of here and you see that is holding here, the next day if we break above the opening of the breaking out candle, that's apply on all time frames. That's fractional. So all time frames is going to do exactly the same thing. If we break the previous high or opening or close, whatever it is, if it's moving momentum up, then it's a different story. But from swing low, the fractal showing you there's a momentum back up. Okay, great. I like this. I can buy on close or I can buy on that candle, but I already get in the train. So if it's keep momentum up, moving up, then you jump, you add more. You add more until you can see that it's actually increasing in momentum. Then you can keep it running. Take some profit, re-enter, take some profit, re-enter, and start the day itself until it will come somewhere and it will actually see some U-turn. Yeah, that U-turn it could be a pullback to the previous breakout. We did here. We fill up the gap. Let's waiting for this gap. Let's see if this gap is going to close for a test and come back up, or actually close strong momentum, come back up, retest, and go down. So far what you can do, you can wait for it to see, show you some more momentum. If we see another red day candle down, then my expectation is we'll test the moving average. You can start to shorten it. You exit here, then you see where it was going to go from here, either go back up or down. There's some news this weekend. Sorry, this Friday for unemployment claims. So probably we will see some pullback, at least 50% of this move, my opinion. Then from there we'll see whether or not we will isolate, go down lower, or actually go back up. Only you will know what I'm talking about if you do your back testing. It's very important. You need to start from point A where the market was high before and when it's low. Make a swing low. In between, that's your job to study what happened there. and you take this model and you practice on that model on the different time frames, different sessions, different back test histories. There's so much you can do. The problem is you always wanted to trade it. It's attracting you because its prices keep moving up and down, and that's why people losing money, and that's why people earn money because they understand the game. Yen, you can see that we swing up, come back down. It's kind of like it doesn't want to go anywhere. It's just holding this level. It's been holding here for a while since the corona. Since the coronavirus is pushing up here and we kind of stuck, we don't see momentum. I don't see any momentum in yen. I think yen it doesn't want to go up anymore because yen is taking all the blame of safe haven. Everyone jumped to yen, and you can see what happened to gold and yen. So I don't think yen will go anywhere. I think yen will come back down to test is 50% if we calculate this correctly. Between 50 to 61%, that's the zone of the outcome of what's happening next. Can come back up here, failure to break higher, then you will be successful on the other side of the island. So wait for it to come back 50% or at this gap exact, I think, and probably we'll see what we're going to do from here. New Zealand, since this spike up last time I talked about, come back, test the moving average, and we can see that the momentum is coming back down. There's a failure, the failure to break higher, because you see that candlestick, it's a wick, and the following day we broke the low, we broke the previous few days, we come back all the way down, pull back to retest, it couldn't even close the gap, make it bigger, we couldn't close the gap between this low and this high, and that's indicating that we are momentum down. Break lower, coming back up, we failure to break to close the gap, and that's what's going to happen again. What we do, measure move, third one, measure move down. So I think that's going to go even lower. The qualifier for that is price action is qualifier to be short. Stock is down, and Aussie is down as well. Aussie is following up on it as well. Plus, there is no news for New Zealand or Aussie this week, so it's going to move according to the market. If dollar is strong, probably going to see more momentum down because everyone asking for cash. Swiss looks like he already reached the ceiling, been pushed down, very good momentum. He could have traded the last few days of the week, but my expectation is we're going to see some momentum back up, try that one more time. The reason being is we can see there is a spike below here, looks like it's holding support 1, 2, 3, 4 days. Probably we're going to see one more leg up, try to break up. If a failure break up, probably going to see a big momentum down because that's going to be double top. If they fail to push higher and hold, then we're going to see double top and we're going to see momentum down. If it's not, then we will see the momentum back up, and I'm in a favor of momentum up because I think the stock is going to go more lower. I will come back to the stock and I will show you what I mean by this. Aussie, of course, we have here breakout of this that was successful, come back retest, and that's your trade. You jump on it from here and you start to do your measure move 1, 2. So basically we have one here from the breakout and the second one leg, and kind of like shaking up the short guys, come back up and continuing down. So basically if I take this, if I do this correctly, there's a big measure move, third leg. If you look from the highs, so what we can see here, that's a sideways. It is tradable. You can see there's a channel, and after that we break out of the channel, come back retest this level 1, 2 times. I talked about these two tops, very interesting before. So that is going to go really big down because you see this here, a measure move, a measure move. If I calculate this size compared to this size, they're going to be almost equal. It doesn't have to be exact. So what next? We break out of here, we come back, we retest and continue. Very like textbooks, of price action. Break and come back, retest, failure to go back inside, and you can see the very next day, failure of continuing up. Then what's happened next is down momentum. As soon as the bears see this, they jumping in. As soon as the market closed, they will just keep going. Plus the global qualifiers, the momentum is down. We're looking for a major move. Is a downtrend, major move, and the stock is down. So there goes three qualifier to tell you this is going to go down. Coronavirus, of course. We have Trump, now we have a coronavirus, even more stronger than Trump. Anyhow, so yeah, as you can see that we already completed the measure move. What's next? Next is to calculate 50% of this momentum. That's your area, that's the point of interest to see what's going to happen from here. Ultimately, we're probably going to see another leg down. If that leg hold maybe 50 to 60% and rotate back up, probably we'll see momentum back up to retest this low. So what's next, guys? As I said, wait for the area. Do not long, do not long. When it come up here, that's going to be best area to short. But if you long from here, and he actually didn't want to reach his target, he's actually collapsed straight away because, as I said, the stock is down, everything is down. So don't expect this one to keep going up for even to fulfill the 50%. There is a gap here. There's a gap here. We close the first gap, so let's see. Okay, I'm not gonna be long on this. I need to make it short. Um, right. So what's next? CAD. CAD really went a big down and coming back up now. We're testing the 50% twice. Remember, from here, come back. We are talking about 50%. We can look that we see two tops. It doesn't matter if the one is high a little bit or low a little bit. If this Monday or Sunday night, Monday, become a failure, if we see that one candle coming back down and we break this low, then you will be more confident to see more momentum down. What happens is bear flag and we'll continue down for major move. That's my opinion, but of course that will be more qualifier with oil. If oil is keep going down as my expectation, then we will see momentum down to do the major move of this leg down. Bear flag. The only issue is I can see that uh, big candles like this one here, like this one here, like this one, like this one. It's more bulls than bears. The candles are quite small here for this momentum, but I think if oil it will go in that direction down, I think CAD will follow. So the eyes are going to do a range first, but inside the range you need to watch for high highs, high lows. We do that so far. So what we're doing one, two. Let's see that's going to be small, then we'll watch out for the break, either up or down. Okay, but I think down is more likely to go for it. We're more likely to go for it. So let's see. Okay, so I'm looking at now is S&P 500 future contract. So I'm viewing at the monthly level. I'm looking at 1997. That's the low I can see on TradeView. Probably more low than that. And we talk about 800 level, 668 level. Okay. So what happened now is we have some kind of like disaster. I don't remember exactly what happened here, but 2008 is what I remember. We have one leg down here, one leg down. We have kind of hold here. We broke it. That's normal. As soon as we break a new low, we see momentum back up. Buyer always buy in the failure of breaking out. If the breakout become failure, what you see? See what you see? Breakout failure. Hold for a while here, few months, 6 months, or maybe a year, then continue back up. So the reason being I'm showing you that is we see the last 2 months, which is we're in the second month of the disaster of coronavirus, of the market start to react to it. 2 months is equal to, let me get this correct. The last time we've been here it was 2017. So 2 months equals to 33 months. Okay, 33 bars. Okay, and we went down 1,112 point, 48% of the full, 48%, almost to the 50% of the whole of the market. Anyway, let me just get this correct, guys. Just a second. On the monthly, because I don't really look at it. I'm looking 5 minute maximum because this doesn't require. Um, I only trade on 5 to 10 minute maximum in each time. I don't really stick around, so I don't really look in the big picture. But I saw this is very important to look at this now. So I think we're gonna see a flag, and we're gonna come back down, another flag, and we'll come back down. We're talking about this 68% in the coming days, weeks, 1800 mark. That's my opinion. From there, we could see some ground, probably will pull back up 50% to this move down. Then probably we'll see another leg down. Whether or not is if that failure to continue up, then we'll be taking it down. So on the long run, we're going down more. And I already talked about that many times before. Told you guys that's very interesting. You can see that we topping up here. We didn't really touch the 400 yet. We didn't really touch it, did we? Yeah, almost four. About four. We didn't close the 3,400. We didn't really. We come close by 3 point. I thought this is gonna happen the same here, but it did actually keep going lower. So I thought there's like 1,000 point range. Maybe we'll come back up, maybe 500 point, and we'll come back down for a flag. But we didn't get a chance to do that. There's a panic in the market. Everyone closing their portfolio. So if someone buy that breakout from here, that was 2012, more than 50% gone, given back to the market. I don't know why they're holding for. If you start buying here, here, and you see that is above the moving average, and if you start to come to the closer below the moving average, maybe you close some, and start to go back up, you start to loading back more, buy, and start when you see that big candle start to increase in volatility, there's a lot of people exiting, and people think that's pullback, and they'll go reloading it. Ultimately, Elliott wave will not work on this. Only you will be following the pullbacks. That's a monthly, remember, that's 20 years of data. So we see that change in momentum down. We broke even the previous low here, which it was on 2018. And the last time we've been here, below the 2018, this candle, there's nowhere, there's no ground here. February 2017. The next level where you maybe we'll see some pullback here, which it was on 2016 August. Maybe a little bit lower, 2015. And imagine if we go down all the way here to do breakout, fully a breakout. If you see that, with failure to break below this low, and from there, that's what we see. Do you think that's going to happen again? So we have more ground to cover. That's what I think is going to happen. You know, so that's what I think is what is going to happen. It's a long-term idea, but it's going to give you what could happen. So sell on pullbacks. So what you need to do, look on the weekly, look on monthly first, so where we are, draw your support, a possible area of return, go to the weekly, see that is going to match you with your trade plan, then you can start load on it. So basically we break out of here, we get really strong in a straight line. It's worse than a war. So you see that? Very strong momentum. So that's how you do it. You just go to the low time frame and you start comparing what to do from here. On the daily itself, you see that is a bear flag, breakout, successful breakout, retesting the breakout, and what happened next? Drop. So whoever missed that one, the next day, wait for the most high possible, and I start shorting again. Here you go. We broke below it, successful breakout. We say a couple of wicks here, but the third day actually stayed down. So Friday was actually down here. A lot of people expecting Friday will be momentum back up to hold this level, to do some kind of rotation, but you can see the rotation is kind of increasing down. So I think that's going to keep going, do that and keep moving lower. I'm talking about 2000 handle to 1800. That will be the next move. If we still don't have a cure and the death rate is increasing globally and especially US, and we're still inside this box. So that's why I think that's what's next. So hopefully we don't get there. I don't like this disaster, to be honest. Is not good for everyone. Okay, gold. Talk about gold from here. If you remember, I talked about gold, guys. I said that's the top, and we will see that momentum come back down. People selling, panicking, and come back up and come back strong. People selling their position, liquidating their position in gold, so they can pay for stock losing, margin call, whatever, or cash. It doesn't have to be only margin call. Cash. They will need cash. They need cash to buy food equipment. Their company need the money to buy all the extra equipment needed for this virus to protect themselves. Retirement, not retirement, but redundancy. Then they get rid of people. They want to give people sick pay, and the government try to support. Plus, all of that is the helicopter money situation going on globally. So, what does that mean? Helicopter money? They give you, they print in more money, which is not supported by any value. That's mean each currency it will go down in value. That's mean global value is going down altogether. There is no one taking the other side of this play because it's the whole country or the whole world it's all together. They're printing more money now to cover trying to buy their equipment and everything else. But think about it, if you have more money printing, what happened to the value of each pound or each dollar? You know, it's gonna go down in value. How do you know that? Because everything else physically you're buying, food, equipment, stuff is going back up in the price because the money you're trying to buy with is not that high in value. Because bank printing money with no support. There is no equal to them how much money they can print. There is called stimulus. They are stimulating the economy by printing more money. When the economy start to be stabilized, they start taking that printing money out and they burn it. This is like a game, virtual game basically. So if you're a programmer, you know what I'm talking about. That you kind of like giving your uh, software reward or punishment, giving more credit, and that credit you created. Until you see that he's happy with that credit and everything is stabilized, you take that credit away, and that credit doesn't mean it doesn't have any value. So keep in mind that everything going down in value, and I believe that we don't have enough gold to cover what they're trying to do. We don't have. We just we too much. We are too much population, too much bank keep printing, too much money, paper money, and so on and so forth. This is another topic for another day. I don't want to talk too much about it. We only analyze in the market. So gold, you can see that we went all the way up here, two tops. I don't care about breakout. That was a failure. You can see the very next day you could have shorted here if you're trading gold, but it really moved very, very fast and very, very strong momentum. Your job is to find the next pair that didn't move that as much as the rest of the currencies, and you should monitor it day and night until you see the momentum started to build up. Not sure which one yet, not been affected. I think all the market has been affected. But yeah, even silver went down to $11. It was $19, so it's like $9 different. Yeah, $7. Yeah, $7. $7 35 or 32. 30, yeah, 63% of the value went down silver. I don't know if trading silver will be effective for you, but I love gold more than silver. So, okay, anyway, let's just keep going here. So what happened here, guys? This is the base was where the breakout was successful. We break out and we come back up and we strong momentum down. So we break where the breakout come from, went all the way down to where the buyer started. So what we have here, we have break lower, 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 and we have this momentum here. So my expectation is we're gonna do this again here. So this is what happened here is gonna happen here, plus coronavirus. Okay, so monitor this as well. You have to monitor the whole market altogether. Volatility is very strong, and we're gonna see more volatility in the market. Market will move very big each day. It will be worth 1 week of momentum or volatility. So keep an eye on that. Crude oil, you see that crude oil. Last time I talked about it, I told you guys is keep going, and I was talking about only here around these levels, but actually is actually go other way around, come from the bottom, retest it, and keep going. So where we are now, we come back up, we come back low, and we fail to do another leg up, and we break below it, retesting it, and keep going, retesting again, and we actually been rejected. We've been rejected here. My expectation is we're looking for momentum, more momentum down. So measure move, a flag, measure move, a flag. We're looking for another leg, measure move. So we calculate this. There's a one here, big one. Second one, could say. So I'm looking for a third one. So I'm talking about $10. As I said, I could be right, I could be wrong. So don't take it for granted. You should only trade what you see is good for you. And if that does fulfill your plan and strategy, you should follow. I'll only give you the big picture. We're holding a momentum down very clearly. If you draw a line here, there's a momentum going on. The price, every time come here, the algos, they push it down. Come here, they push it. Come here, they push it. So they set the plan. They play in the plan. We have one up, two, three bulls back, but we did one, we did two. I'm looking for the third one down. It's around $12, maybe more or less, 15 to $12. Let's see. Moving on, Bitcoin. Last time I talked about Bitcoin, I was talking about measure move, but this one is kind of extended. It's getting more to it. So we broke, was successful breakout. I think that happened over the weekend. If you trade in that over the weekend, normally the weekend, the one they push, the big flare. I'm not sure if you broker allow you to do that. It will be great. I don't trade it myself, but it look like we close this gap. We close this gap. We touch it and we've been rejected right here. So what happened next? Let's just get this correct. Okay, from that breakout, we're about 50%. We rejected 50% here. I think that's gonna go more leg down. So I'm talking about 3.5, 3K. Because look, I'll tell you something. I think if what I think is going to happen is going to happen, okay, I'm not going to talk about it much. It's another lecture for another time. I think we're going to see Bitcoin go down to $200 to $500 worse. The reason being is if the government wants to take Bitcoin to be a digital currencies globally to replace dollar or pound or euro, then this currency need to be stabilized. What does that mean? That's mean need to be going down to be affordable for people. So I'm talking about $200 to $300 worth of Bitcoin, and from there we're not going to see it coming up again. So far we see lower high, higher lows. We should see lower low. So the lower low, the next lower low possible to be here, 1,100 and maybe below. If I think if they wanted to take Bitcoin as a global currencies to be centralized in a bank, it need to be stabilized. It need to be coming down to an average price equal to dollar. Okay, so I'm talking about $200 to $300, maybe lower than that. I don't know. We will see. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm just talking from price action point. We see that we looking to do lower high, lower low. Sorry, we're looking for another lower low here. If you just yeah, let me just hide everything. Let's just do it here. If you draw this one like so, that's a monthly. So probably going to take a couple of years to come back low. So we're looking for a new low. That's the point. I'm looking. Look, this is one low here. We break that low. We stay it for a few months down there and we rotate. What happened is rejection, rejection. Every time to come back, rejected. Every time to come back up, rejected, rejected. What happened here? Happened here. Look, what happened? We look for a major move. So whatever this move cost, that's going to be equal to it here, which is going to come back down to 500 to 200. Maybe I'm wrong, but nothing is impossible. Everything possible these days, especially in money and currencies. So there's another angle you can look at it. That's where we start to rotate and go back up. We retest it and we kind of see a rejection similar to the top one here. Okay, but we'll have to see what's happened next month, whether or not we'll come back down here and we'll break it and retest and go down, or we're gonna hold here for a while, do a bull flag, and we'll break higher. That's the two possibility, and we're not gonna know that until we see some evidence of it. So far, if we go down all the way down to 5 minute, what we see. I know there's a lot of you watching this. They do Bitcoin. We close the gap one, twice. We couldn't really hold, and we go down. We'll try to close. We'll try to go lower than this low. So that's the low I will be looking at. That's the highlighting point, and this the high. So what we're doing now, we start to get in small in the range. So basically, we have range between this point and this point from in the future. If we break out of this area, then we'll be looking for a momentum to either direction. So that's my point, to look for a low time frame. If you trade small, you'll be looking for a small time frame. If you trade big player, they look into the big time frame. They normally look for the breakout point, while high probability trade. About 50% here. Probably you see that as well is rejected on the daily. Probably going to see momentum down for another leg. Ultimately, we're going to see momentum down for another leg down. Then if you want to go back up, then that's where you can start loading to trade that high, to trade that gap, and ultimately this area. Okay, let's move on quickly, guys. It's getting long. Dollar index. Let's go dollar index quickly. So this is what happened with dollar index. Reach a certain area, which is 1,100 point, then come back down, break that low, and you see that was a failure breakout. The reason being the people looking for cash, and that's why we have all this momentum back up. That's equal to US Euro US. We closed the French election finally. It was below this level, and I saw that it will just come back up with no retesting of this level. So what happened is dollar getting weaker, dollar index getting weaker. Then who's taking the blame? Euro. That's the other side of dollar index, and you see that it stopped up here because of to do with the news and what's action people doing. Is no support or resistance stopped this level. Okay, see, it didn't even reach this level yet. It didn't stop to here. It kind of like there is no mainland. It is a little bit. It's not really a valuable place. It's just in the middle of a big trend down. Ultimately, we could say it's maybe 50%. I don't think so. But from that breakout to that low, around, yeah, it didn't even reach the 50% and collapsed. It's all to do with the news of coronavirus. It's nothing to do with price action or government. It's the coronavirus is controlling everybody now. Went back up, coming back down strong, rejection of this level. Breakout was successful, low, and we hold a little bit and we keep going. We try to close the gap. We close the gap, but we stayed green. So we could see sideways here for a while. We could see a flag for a short momentum. We could see a flag for bull momentum. Ultimately, I'll be looking for 50% tested 20 moving average, and from there I will see where we'll go from here. But I wouldn't long it because I know that people looking for cash, and it's not good idea to long euro against dollar, especially dollar. What's that? Yen. Yeah, of course, it's following. So the same story here. Went down, come back up. Yen was strong. Now the yen is weak against the dollar because dollar the cash. So the cash is the key for what we're doing now. So that V formation, very interesting as a price action. Probably see a small leg and will probably continue back up if the momentum of cash, everyone wanted to have the cash instead of stock, then we will see dollar actually keep going up. Pound, that's the biggest drop since long time ago. I couldn't get more data to show you. I don't see any level since 93. I think it was before that, 18, 19 something, sorry, no, 18. It was 1920 or something like that. That's the low we've never been before. 14 is a dollar 14 worse each pound is very low. And it was very interesting here because I told you that wait for the momentum to come back up here and we will wait for a breakout or a failure. That was a very clear failure of break higher. And what next is going down. That's price action confirmation. Bank of England cut the rate. And I think they cut the rate 2 days ago. Well, at night they cut it to zero. I'm not sure. I didn't really check. I will just look into the price action. I'll keep following the price action. So what are we talking about? We're talking about failure breakout as price action as well. So price action and failure breakout here. Price action, nice. Cut the rate and dollar strong. What you expecting? What that equal? Momentum down or red. 1 day just holding. You can see that's very clear. You should short here right there at the close. Short. Coming back. We're looking like sideways candle day. But we're gonna see more momentum down. I'm talking about 12 to 1 to 1. Not sure when that's gonna happen, but the momentum is very strong down. So, and if the government started doing more stimulation, like printing money, try to stabilize the economy, we're probably going to see more lower because the worth of the currency itself is going down. Okay. Euro pound, of course, will break that high. It was a very good momentum. That's to do with euro strong against the dollar, and that's why we have that failure breakout. There are two qualifiers for this trade. The euro was strong, pound was weak, and euro that didn't cut the rate. That's favored euro long. So euro against the pound, basically. If you take euro pound alone, you would long it as soon as they break out here. And I told you as soon as we break out of this level, buy the retest, see how the retest is doing. Retest was great. We break out of this flag and we had a major move. We had a major move, even more than major move. We couldn't resist to retest this high, but looks like it's a failure. And its confirmation is we break 1 day, big 1 day really. But it's not good enough. I think you're going to see one more leg up before it start to go down. We need to see a failure. If that become a failure of breaking higher, then we'll probably will take it lower, at least 50% of that move. That will be in line with pound itself. We will see some pullback, of course. It's not going to keep going down until further notice. We should trade that to the upside until we see a momentum of retesting and failure. Then you will be taking it down. Okay. Pound Swiss is always following as a safe haven. Swiss is a safe, yen, pound yen. Yen is a safe haven. We broke that low. Brexit, that was Brexit. We break actually the Brexit low, 2016, all the way down. Myself, I've been stuck to here before, and I exit somewhere here as a short, and I took the trade up, and I saw that big consolidation. I couldn't trade it for long term. I was like in and out here. Break higher, come back, retest the breakout point, and we'll start to accelerate from here. We'll top tab, high lows. Same story going here. That's the crash. Yeah, about Apple, product Apple. Then we'll break below here, and we keep going down below it. So we have a momentum down. So you see that momentum here. Probably going to see another leg down to align with this momentum, come back up, probably will be like angled channel. Altogether, it's a big channel. Uh, I don't know. I can't tell you what to do here. Yen want to be weak. A pound is weak already. So this is going to be a sideways. My expectations will be sideways. Watch for breakout, either up or down. Other than that, I wouldn't trade it. Just trade the one is generating money for you. Of course, the pound here is weak and Aussie is weak, so we don't see any momentum. This is a failure. It's like sideways, 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 sideways. It's going to be for a while. So I don't see any trade available for me here. I couldn't long it because I'm sure pound is going to be strong again, or I couldn't short it if I think the stock is going to go up. If the stock go up, that's mean coronavirus has been found a cure for, and that means it's going to go down. And pound is going to take the blame because they're printing money. So that's my play. If they found a coronavirus cure, we're going to see breakout of this range down. If they didn't find a cure, it's going to be sideways. I don't see bound to be strong in the coming days or weeks or months. So probably that high, we're not going to see it anymore. I think that's it for the currency. Very clear. No one will be willing to buy it anymore because already went twice there and been rejected. So the next move could be down. But still, maybe down could be even worse than what I'm thinking. And we're going to see one more leg down here where the breakout started. Okay, New Zealand is the same message itself, waiting for basically failure, a failure. So what's next? This is down moment. If Aussie is weak, I think in New Zealand was going to take advantage of this situation. We have high, high, low, highs here. I think we're going to retest this level we did here. I think we're going to go lower, especially bound weakness. And this bar itself, it's like a bank. It does move like crazy. So be careful with it. Of course, here you can see as well, as soon as we break this high, we see a failure, very clear. Let me just zoom in. Very clear failure. We'll break here. We'll come back equal brass action. The following day is going to be your trigger. As much as you can, close to the 50% of this move, then you take it. See a flag and take it. You see the distance start to getting smaller. We'll close the gap. So my expectation is a flag on the longer time frame, longer term, then we'll see another leg down. If pound is becoming weaker, we will be talking about this low here, this level here, even below here. Okay, guys, I think that's it. That's okay. Swiss, Swiss is a safe haven. We went first time low ever, I think. Yeah, very very low here. The reason being is safe haven price action. You see that failure to break out, and we break below it. So it's very very clear failure. We hold a little bit here. We broke lower. We kind of hold in here towards the end of the week as well. And there was a lot of option expiry. So where we are, we tested this low. We tested it was been rejected. That could be a failure. Probably we're going to see one more leg down from the breakout. So the leg high, probably going to see another leg equal to this distance on the long term. That's daily. Remember, it's daily. Okay, guys, thanks very much. And if you that your first time, subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Or you don't like, you can say whatever, but you leave a comment, explain to me why you don't like. And if you have any question regarding brass action, you can leave it in a comment and I will respond to you live or by reply. I will try to do live stream, but to be honest, I'm very, very busy these days and I will try to spare maybe 30 minutes to do stream next week. I cannot promise you when, but I will be doing it as soon as I find the time. It doesn't have to be early morning. It can be in US session at night. I will try to do one of them anyway. Okay, guys, thank you very much and have a great Sunday ahead of you. And trade, be careful. It's a high risk global environment. Do not risk more than you want to afford to lose. And have a great day. Take care. Bye bye.